The Wii U may have been a massive flop, but it had a brilliant collection of exclusive titles that seemed destined to be lost with the Wii U's demise. But with the success of the Switch, Nintendo has been releasing a steady stream of Wii U ports to the Switch, giving these mostly hidden gems a second chance at success. There is a great selection of Wii U titles already on Switch, meaning there's only really a handful of titles left to be ported over. One title I was hoping we'd get to see again was Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, a bizarre Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei crossover that launched at the tail end of the Wii U's lifespan. Alas, I never played the game due to the fact that it was rare as hen's teeth in the UK, but now with the release of the Switch version, everyone can finally get a chance to play this game, so let's see how they did, shall we? Tokyo Mirage Sessions may be a Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei crossover, but it kinda doesn't borrow a lot from Nintendo's beloved franchise. Instead, it goes for its own type of thing. Its narrative is set in Tokyo and some strange things are going on, where these ghost-like things called mirages are popping up all over the place and sucking the life out of people. So it's up to a group of young teens to stop this threat once and for all. These teens can use the power of the mirages for good to stop the evil mirages from taking over Japan. That description was just a small hint on what to expect from the game's story. For a Fire Emblem crossover title, the story wasn't what I expected, and that is a good thing. Each of the members of your team all have dreams of stardom, and there are parts where it does go down the I'm gonna be a pop star route, and some of this stuff isn't gonna be for everybody, but the game does have the odd dark moment here and there, which is a good thing. The cast of characters are great and they're all really likeable bunch, and the script is well written too. You're probably wondering what is actually the Fire Emblem part of this game, and well, these good mirages are actually characters from the Fire Emblem series. We have Chrom, Tharja, and Tiki to name but a few. It's certainly a strange idea for a crossover, certainly compared to other games like Professor Layton vs Phoenix Wright, which borrows from both franchises, whilst here it's more Atlus RPG stuff than anything else. As for the gameplay, it's entirely an RPG turn-based affair, taking most of its inspiration from Atlus titles like Persona and Shin Megami Tensei. Its RPG combat mechanics are pretty simple and straightforward to get used to, but it's very effective. You enter a battle with your character and you can choose from attacks, special moves which use up special points, and each of the enemies you face have a weakness, and in a similar way to Octopath Traveler, when you exploit that weakness, there is a chance that your fellow teammates may follow up with another attack. It's a clever little system that works really well, and later on in the game these session combo things can last longer, and you can also perform special ultimate moves that can devastate your opponents. If the battle animations are a bit too long for you, this Switch version allows you to speed up the animations to save some time if you wish. All these battles take place in something called the Idle Sphere. This is essentially this game's versions of dungeons, and explorations are similar to that of a Persona game. Enemies are visible and can be attacked to weaken them, and there are puzzles to solve in this areas, and whilst they're not too taxing, they do kinda spoil the flow of the game a bit. When you're not exploring dungeons and fighting enemies, you're exploring Tokyo, meeting up with the team members to bond more, boosting your stats, as well as completing many of the game's small side quests, which are actually rather enjoyable. The stuff you're doing in real life Tokyo do have a big impact on what you do in the idle sphere, as moving up in the entertainment industry does actually make you a better fighter. Playing RPGs can be a time-consuming business. 100+ hour epics are all great and all, but they can be rather a big commitment and may put a lot of people off. But Tokyo Mirage Sessions is actually a rather reasonably length title at around the 30 hours marks just for the main story, so it's actually quite a manageable title to complete. There's also side missions as well to add to the length, and explore more about certain characters if you want to, but at shorter length will actually attract more players, which is great. As this is an enhanced Encore edition, you're probably wondering what is new if you're a returning player, and really, there isn't actually that much. It isn't a Persona 4 Golden sort of job here, more like something on the lines of Nintendo's other Wii U ports. The new stuff here includes a couple of new dungeons, new songs, all the game's previous DLC, as well as some new costumes. One costume in question, you'll never see that one coming. Also, there's a fair few technical boosts as well, which leads us on to The presentation now, and the game always looks stylish on the Wii U with its bright and colourful art style, and yes, it looks rather similar to Persona 5, but the areas look great, character models are detailed, and battles have a lot of polish to them. Graphically, it hasn't changed a lot over the original, but the loading speeds have been greatly improved. Cutting loading from about 8 to 10 seconds to just a shade under 2 seconds. It may not sound like much, but you spread that over a 30-hour playthrough and it's very impressive indeed. It should also be noted how wonderful it looks in portable play, with all the bright colours and the rock solid frame rate. They've really done a great job with this port. Audio now, and Tokyo Mirage Sessions has a big emphasis on music, so it isn't a surprise that the soundtrack is top notch, featuring a huge list of catchy J-pop songs that really are well produced. The game also has voice acting, and unlike Fire Emblem or Persona 5, there isn't no English voice acting, only Japanese. And whilst the Japanese voice acting is more authentic, an English voiceover would have been nice. Conclusion time now, and it's great to see Tokyo Mirage Sessions finally making a much needed encore after its quiet launch on the Wii U. By giving it a second chance, more folks can finally visit this wonderfully unique title. Whilst it may not have a lot to do with Fire Emblem, Tokyo Mirage is a brilliantly made RPG and is a cool take on a typical RPG battle mechanics. Its story is daft and fun, whilst the characters are also really likeable, the soundtrack is catchy, and it's a beautiful looking game. Yes, the Encore editions may not add a lot, but they're welcome additions nevertheless. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore is another fantastic RPG on the Switch, so that's why I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 with the title of brilliant. Thank you for watching my review, like, rate and subscribe, and until next time, happy gaming. Bye.